Hey guys, this is Jason
This is
Douglas.
Adam MacArthur, voice of Yuji Itadori.
This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shinra Kusakabe.
This is Phil Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Ackerman.
It's a Merc new one. You're watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Flea Boy.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's the one and only one, Flea Boy Jetson. And you're watching Voice of the Heroes podcast. So if you're tuning in for the first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click that notification bell so you can be notified for upcoming interviews and discussions from your favorite heroes and villains from around the world. And today, we have a very special guest. You might have heard her in some of the most popular and iconic anime shows of all time. She is Nurse Joy in Pokemon, Shizune in Naruto, and Rangiku in Bleach, and Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War. Let's welcome Megan Hollingshead. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, welcome to the show. We definitely got to talk Rangiku, a fan favorite for multiple reasons. Had a huge arc in 1,000-Year Blood War. The last season was phenomenal. High ratings per episode, some of the biggest ratings of all time in anime history with 9.8 on IMDb. Just phenomenal work you did on that. Tell us a little bit about your experience and how good it felt to even come back as
my gosh,
Rangoku and Bleach.
Rangiku, yeah.
Yeah, Rangiku.
Yeah, no, you don't have to know her name, but it's like most people know her by sight, not necessarily by name. First of all, working on Bleach itself was such an honor. I came into that show not knowing it, and was gifted with the brilliant direction of Wendy Lee, who's just a terrific actor and a terrific director, and she knows what actors need. And Rangiku herself was just such a gift to me. She's just an amazing character in terms of being really strong, really tough, but also beautiful and very funny. So that as an actor is just a total gift. And then when the show ended, it was really sad, but from the time it ended, there were already rumors that more was coming. So we have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And as an actor in this business, we all know that we get replaced a lot. You know, shows get reboots, shows, whatever, things happen. And so there was no guarantee that any of us would be back. When I heard that Johnny Young Bosch and Michelle Ruff were coming back, I thought, okay, they're going with the original crew. I should be back. But it took finally getting a phone call to book time that I finally allowed myself to get excited. You know, I was like, yeah.
Awesome.
And I had to listen to her again. I was like, I had to go back and watch episodes because I really wanted to make sure that I was the same character. Because I love her and I wanted to do right by her. So going back, I moved during the pandemic. I was in LA. I was always able to go to the studio and work in person. During the pandemic, or shortly after,
Wait, I'm sorry. You say you moved to LA during the pandemic?
No, I misspoke. I left LA during the pandemic.
You left LA and moved.
Yeah, I'm in Nashville now. And so honestly, you know, kind of during the pandemic, I was like, well, I work from home now, you know? And I miss it. I was sorry I didn't get to be there in person to do 1,000-Year Blood War. You know, I like working with people. But still, that being said, that was my only complaint, and that was all me. That was all on me. So yeah, and so now it's back. Honestly, you know, the manga is so epic, right? And so they compress so much. Obviously, if it was up to me, Rangiku would have been in it a lot more. There were episodes where my only lines were a breath react, which is like, and then Captain. I was like, that's it. but I also voiced Nemu, and so Nemu got to do some badass things. Can I
Yeah,
say
definitely.
badass? Um, so that was a lot of fun, and to get to see Nemu finally like evolve and change and be even more badass than she had been before, and to surprise Master Mayuri and even like maybe touch his heart a little. I did not see that coming. I hope I'm not spoiling. I'm spoiling. Don't tell.
It's
Don't.
all right. Listen,
Oh,
man,
shoot.
we'll put a spoiler warning in the video, so if you want to skip by, y'all can. But continue,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So I got to do that. I mean, there is nothing better for an actor than getting to do more with a character, for characters to grow and change and be different. The fact that Thousand Year Blood War has been so huge that it's blown up, has been just awesome. It's been just ridiculously awesome. I could go on and on.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for you, and congratulations to the work that you did on this, and the rest of the
Thank
voice
you.
actors that lend their voice to this epic anime show. One of the big three, as we say in the anime community, a huge joint. Now, it's a bittersweet moment in the community because we know the upcoming season will be the last season, and we don't know if we'll get another Bleach movie or show. We hope so.
Yeah,
So
same.
what is it like for you knowing that this upcoming season will be the final Bleach season?
Right now, I'm not ready to admit it. I'm like, maybe, like you're saying, maybe there'll be a movie, maybe something else will happen. But right now, yeah, right now I'm just trying to stay in the present.
Well, we do know Bleach rebirth, excuse me, of Souls is coming out. Your character trailer has been revealed a couple of months ago. So we
Yeah,
know we're gonna get more of you in games. And
yeah,
sometimes video games, you never know, we might get a storyline or a story type game down the line from Bleach
yeah.
where you get to flesh out your character a little more. How was it working on Rebirth of Souls?
Exactly what you just said. I got to flesh out Rangiku a little more. So, it's gonna be awesome. I really loved um the script I got to work on, the stuff I got to do.
And another thing was really dope. You got your own Funko Pop of the character. How cool is
Finally,
that?
right? I know, I know. I was following Skittle Rampage intently, waiting to hear if when it was going to come out, and when he announced it, I just danced around. Um, and
That-
she's good. She's good. She's beautiful. I love her.
Have you been able to go to any conventions since the release of the Funko Pop?
Yeah,
What
yeah. And
what's some of the fans' favorite lines for you to sign?
well, the basic is growl, Heineko, but the funny ones that I love are it's not easy being a girl and being beautiful, or Captain, you scared me so bad I almost popped out of my robe.
So I'm happy for you, man. Congratulations on Bleach, Thousand Year Blood
Thank
War. It's an
you.
amazing show. Now let's get to a
It really
character,
is.
not only a couple of characters. You played her for a decade, right? Over a decade.
Nurse
Rangiku,
Joy. Oh, no, Rangiku, yeah. Yeah,
Rangiku,
since the
and
beginning. I
and
mean, she wasn't in the very first episodes, but yeah, basically.
and also Nurse Joy. Let's talk about Pokemon. Isn't today Pokemon Day or something like that?
Is it?
I think it might be. I'm not
Oh
sure.
no, I gotta go
Correct
look online. Yeah.
Correct me on the chat, but you are the original Nurse Joy of Pokemon.
I am.
One of the most popular animes in the world and has been for so many years.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them when they announced they were retiring Ash?
Oh my gosh. I uh I might still be in denial. I still think no. No. Surely Ash is gonna come back in some iteration. Like, um I definitely think if it was an American show or if it was an exclusively American show, they would watch the ratings and be like, we got to bring Ash back. But, Japanese producers have different ideas of the way the world works, so I could be wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh
Ash.
didn't come back, so it might be true, and I might grieve when I finally believe it.
Yeah, it was a little surprising that they would get rid of such an iconic character.
Yeah.
Like Ash is Pokemon along with Pikachu, and so it was kind of confusing to me. Who's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Psyduck. I just think Psyduck is number one, adorable. And I get migraines, so I often walk around in this sort of Psyduck confusion. And I just relate. I just really relate. I love Psyduck. And I don't play the games, so I don't even know if Psyduck has any worthy powers. People are like, I love the most powerful ones. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
Now they wasn't too comparable, but in the late '90s or whatever the case may be,
Sorry.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
My doggo is here.
yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon was somewhat like rivals. Like I would say, me growing up, I'm a '90s kid, so it was like, oh, you was a Yu-Gi-Oh fan playing with cards, or you was a Pokemon fan
Oh no,
playing with
I
the
didn't
cards.
realize that. You had to pick. You had to
Yeah,
pick your
you had to
loyalty.
pick. Like especially me. I wasn't going in the store. Mommy wasn't buying me Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's one or the other. Which one? What pack do you?
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
how
Yes,
did that feel
yes.
playing in both franchises as iconic characters?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I still feel really humbled by the whole thing. Um, when we started Pokemon, we had no clue what it was. No clue. I mean, did you the first time you watched it, were you like, this is huge? Or
I knew it was huge when the games start coming out.
got it. When the games, yeah,
And,
yeah,
the cards start coming out, and you start hearing people say you could sell a card for thousands of dollars. I said, man,
this is
this is a
something.
pretty huge franchise.
That's really cool. Um, I had started hearing like, you know, I found out my cousins watched it and they were super excited to see me and ask me questions. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I think it was when the movie came out that it was like, we, I mean, because you got to remember the internet was like not much of a thing.
Yeah, it
So
definitely
we
wasn't.
kind of didn't know. And then when the movie came out, and there were crowds at the theater, I was like, oh, oh, I am a part of this amazing community. Um, so that was kind of flooring. And then when I got cast in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love my character. I love Mai Valentine. She's so much fun. Especially, I mean, I love Nurse Joy. Who doesn't love Nurse Joy? But the difference between the two, getting to be nice and take care of your Pokemon versus being sassy and name's Mai. Um, it was such a gift. It was such a gift. But like, Pokemon was such a surprise. I had no idea that Yu-Gi-Oh was going to be as big. In fact, my limited imagination thought, oh, we had one big thing. We couldn't possibly have two.
And then
Uh,
you strike another home run with Yu-Gi-Oh.
it was so crazy. It was so crazy. We were so lucky to be a part of that community. Like
That's
it was just great.
awesome. Now let's talk a little bit about yourself. How did you get started into voice acting? Like what put you on this journey?
Yeah. Like a lot of us, I started out in theater. Um, Me personally, I tried not to be an actor because I knew what it was like, the struggle, and I like making a living. So
Yeah.
I
Like
avoided
money.
acting. Yeah, I avoided acting for a long time. I worked in other arts organizations. I always knew I wanted to be a part of theater, film, television. Um, and I finally gave up. I was like, you know what? I love acting. I really do want to do this. And I may always have a day job, but I'm going to do this. So I took acting classes at night, um, started doing theater for fun and for free. And, uh, you know, part of the joy of acting is being in community. You do a show, you just love the people you're with, the crew, the cast, and the audiences, of course.
Mm.
It's great to be a part of that. And so you start to meet people, and these people talk about the business. And a stage manager said, my boyfriend's casting a weird Japanese cartoon. And I said, I am all in. Like that. I don't know what it is, but you had me at weird Japanese cartoon. So I went to the audition, and that was the audition for Pokemon. And I
Oh,
read,
Pokemon was your first gig?
yeah,
My
I
God.
know, it's incredible. And I auditioned for all the roles for, Ash and Jessie and all the female roles. Um, and I got a call several weeks later saying I'd been cast as the young nurse. And I was like, hooray. Yeah, when and where? What should I wear? Um, yeah. And then once I started doing voiceover, I was like, this is so much fun. It's a lot like doing theater. Sometimes like the show wants you to be more filmic, or like more intimate, more real. Um, but like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are very theatrical, like very big feelings, very large characters that I could relate to. Um, but I would also get thrown roles that I would never get to play in real life. Well, I would never get cast as Mai Valentine in real life. I could do her voice, but I don't look and act like her, right? So, and like all these trainers I got to play and all these other characters, again, not characters I would be cast as. And so it's like theater on steroids where there's such a range of opportunity and really good stretching, really, it's all like an acting exercise. Can you do a little boy, and can you do a witch who's mean but has a kind backstory, and all sorts of good stuff.
I love it, man. I love it because that's where the range comes in at. When you get cast as a character like Nurse Joy, but they say, hey, you go from Nurse Joy to the next day being an old lady or being
Yeah,
a little boy or something like that, which
exactly.
really demonstrates, the talent of the range that you have. So, kudos to you. I love it for you.
Thank you.
Let's
That's really
talk
kind.
about who influenced you, right, to become an
Yeah.
actor, or maybe who influenced you later on in your career. Let's talk about your Mount Rushmore of voice actors. Now, this
Yeah.
is your list. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
don't have to go with the OGs or popular choices. This could be friends, anyone who influenced you, anybody who inspired you, you look up to.
Yeah.
What's your Mount Rushmore?
Well, when I first started doing voiceover and I got to listen to the performances of the other actors in Pokemon, it's we always say this, it's a gift to go last because you can act off other people. So from the very beginning, Veronica Taylor as Ash and Rachel
Mm.
Lillis as Jessie, and Misty, I just couldn't get enough of them. And literally I was learning from them. I was like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Um, in terms of creating characters and finding this balance. So one of the hardest thing for actors is like keeping it real and um, expressing things with our voices, you know? And they did such a good job that I learned from them, and I have total admiration for both of their work. Um, then as I started watching more and more anime, my respect has continued to just increase, and my awe for what they do. I think some of the Studio Ghibli movies are among the best cast in the
Mm.
world.
I think so
As
too. There's some great movies.
Oh my gosh. And so, like, there's a lot of complaints in our industry about names, big name Hollywood actors being cast in these roles. But when you hear Howl's Moving Castle and
What a great
oh,
movie.
oh my gosh, it's such a great movie. And Emily Mortimer is so good. She's so good.
I
Um,
agree. I agree.
I just love listening to her. I love listening to her. And honestly, I think Tom Hanks can do no wrong. Um, the Toy Story movies are just
As Woody, yeah, interesting
really
choice.
good.
I like that though, because sometimes people get confused with actors being voice actors or voice actors
Yeah.
being actors. At the end of the day, whether it's a voice actor or actor, they're still actors.
That you are so right. So the one you are so you nailed it. Um, yeah, at the end of the day, the ones who do a great job acting, I'm just like, that's cool.
No, but
Yeah.
I do get what you're saying because I want to go back to what you said. Sometimes big stars take roles that voice actors had dedicated their lives to.
Yeah.
And which, I understand why the studios do it because they want to sell the movie. So
Right.
they put a Chris Pratt
Yeah.
or Keanu Reeves or whatever the case may be as
Yeah.
these characters. Um how do you feel about that? Or matter of fact, better question that I want to ask you, because we kind of touched on that already. How do you feel about the AI situation going on right now?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
And
it's
the
so
SAG
depressing.
strikes and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to be on strike. It's absolutely unconscionable that game makers think they have the right to take our voices and use them however they want, whenever they want, um, without paying us. I mean, I can't even believe it's an issue, right? It just seems so
That is true.
basic.
I can't believe it's a thing. That just seems illegal. Like you just take my image or my likeness or my voice and just do whatever you want with it. I
Yeah.
think it's unfair to the actors. I think you should be compensated for anything, any project you're in, because these are voices, like I told you before off camera, that made us as kids laugh, cry, get
Wow.
emotional. And if you're a good villain,
So
have us
cool.
hate you and so you take these iconic voices that was created with the magic of these actors
Yeah.
and just do whatever you want with it and botch it sometimes where it's like
Yeah.
they didn't even do a good performance. Like, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Or it's like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So I understand the
Totally. And
the
thank you for your
frustration.
support in that.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. So
yeah.
I hope things work out, and I hope they do sign contracts. Like I was talking to a gentleman. Shout out, Jordan Reynolds. He's the voice of
Oh
Adam
yeah.
Warlock in Marvel Rivals, the video game, and he said, Net was signing contracts for them, to not use their voices and things like that,
Great.
which is
Great.
good. So some companies are doing it, some aren't. I think it
It's true.
should be, a
It's true.
thing.
A lot of companies have signed on, and that's great. Um, Kudos to them for just doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just doing the right thing at the end of the day.
yeah, the other thing that's happening though is that um, some companies are going non-union or um, or some actors will sign their rights away because so many people want the opportunity to work. And I get it. I get it. I want to work. We all do. And I wish they wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So I hope things
hold strong, my people.
definitely, and I hope things get
With
better for y'all. All right, now what's one of the lines from any one of your characters that resonate with you on a personal level?
on a personal level, it's really tough. And I wanna make sure I get it right. So I'm gonna tab over to my notes. This is from Mai Valentine to Yugi. A duelist can learn more from their defeats than their victories. And
That like goes side and side with, every loss. A loss. Just take a loss as a lesson. So I love that. That quote right there. Hey, I love that one. That's great.
right?
That's
I mean, it cuts so deep. Like going through challenges just sucks. All we hope for is to get out of it. And yet we do learn more from the challenges.
it's the experience that makes us better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. All right. Are there any upcoming projects or conventions that you'll be attending that you're able to talk about?
Yeah, for sure. Well, definitely Bleach. That's the number one thing that's about to come out. The Thousand Year Blood War and the
Re-
game.
yeah,
Rebirth.
Rebirth of Souls. So make sure y'all
It's
go
gonna be
get
so good.
yeah, check it out, man. Go check her character trailer out. They got a bunch of character trailers out for
Yeah.
Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and the game should be coming out soon. Also, when does
Yeah.
the new season hit?
I wish I knew. I don't know, but
all the
when it does,
recordings
please
done
watch
for
it.
it?
I don't know if all the recording's done. I know I'm done.
Mm,
So
that's awesome.
I'll
Well,
see.
thank
I
you.
mean, it's a surprise to me too. Also, I'm gonna be in Denver in April for NostalgiaCon with like I think the whole cast of the original Yu-Gi-Oh. I think we're all gonna
and
be
that's in Denver?
there. Denver NostalgiaCon in April.
Man, why couldn't that be where I'm at, man?
Yeah,
That's
right? I know. Well,
easy.
NostalgiaCon is being awesome, and they're hopefully going to bring us around the country. So
Who are some of your favorite hosts to see? Well, co-stars to see.
yeah, Tara Sands and I have been besties for a long time. Tara
Oh,
Sands
that's
plays
Bulbasaur.
the OG Bulbasaur.
did an interview with her too. She's
She's awesome.
awesome.
She's so fun, and she also plays Mokuba in Yu-Gi-Oh. So she's part of the Yu-Gi-Oh tribe. Oh my God, everybody! I don't know why voice actors are so cool, but
Y'all really are,
among the
man.
best
Y'all
people.
are some of the coolest people in the world, and y'all
I'm so
really
lucky.
are united and stick together. I love to
Yes.
see y'all
Yeah.
at Comic Cons. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Let
My
people know where
pleasure.
they
Thank
can
you for
find you
having
at.
me. I'm at Megan Hollingshead VO on Instagram. That's the best place to reach me.
And heroes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section and let us know who you want to see on the show next. And remember
Awesome.
to love yourself, pass that love on, and love others. And if nobody told you so, just know your boy love you. We're out of here. Peace.
Sing it with me, pretty Cali, pretty Cali.